call a special workshop, City of Vernon, January 13th, 2022. January the 13th.
That was the original date.
Sorry, the 18th.
That's what I said. What would you say? Did you hear me say? I said, what? When you said January 13th, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Jimmy, invocation, please.
Dear Lord, we come to you in prayer tonight, Lord Jesus. Praying that you just continue to keep your hands upon this council members, dear Lord. And I make decisions for this city, dear Lord, that be pleasing in your sight. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 1, the Lee Stevenson accounting proposal.
What did you say now?
Mayor,
I didn't hear you.
the number 1 is the Lee Stevenson accounting proposal.
Yeah. He's not here. Was he coming tonight or not?
No, ma'am, he had to go to
By,
Andalusia. I'm turning a proposal to them. But I was asked to go over the budget to see if I could find the funds to pay for this. And Gwen laughs at me. So, with the mayor being gone, that was $1,400 in just that salary, plus the payroll taxes and retirement. And then I had to take some from the street department for Chad Taylor's no longer here in order to be able to get that to where we need it.
Only thing is, Tracy, what kind of item is, what happens when we get him in March?
That's only simply Chad being gone. We have Kyrie working now, so that's $2 an hour that Chad was getting, that Kyrie's not, and that is figured in.
She said, what about the mayor, when we get the mayor?
Well,
Oh, the mayor.
The mayor?
This is simply through March.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. No, yeah, that $1,400 is from November to March. That's it.
So what are we gonna do after that?
That's just taking that much out and just moving it to the professional services for lease services. I didn't take the entire thing out, just where she's gone.
What she's saying is whenever we have the election,
That's still in the budget.
it's still in the
Yes,
budget.
I did not take anything out past March.
But I'm saying, what are we gonna do with leaving past March?
So what she's saying is that there's enough money in there to pay for his services.
Yes, ma'am.
All the year?
Yes, ma'am. And I figured it two
I didn't
ways.
know.
Because we are having a major issue with bank reconciliations right now with the rec department because of sports engine. And I'm trying to work with Timmy right now to figure out what the problem is, but apparently, from what Michelle and I can gather, they have deposited too much in our account. We cannot account for $80 this month. We have no idea where to go to look for, so I've got Timmy working on getting the financial
How much
side.
is it?
$80. So I've got Timmy working on the financial side of Sports Engine to see if he can go in and see where they deposited the funds and figure out who it belongs to, so that we can account for it.
It belongs
But
to the city.
$80, but $80 is not something that we can say, okay, that was a registration, because they're $60. So we have no idea what it is.
And so you figured it both ways.
Yes, ma'am. The very first one past the budget is minus mayor and
How much is the mayor, from the mayor, for the mayor?
for the mayor only. And then
How much is that? How much is that? You don't have to figure it out yet.
How much will I look?
For
Where?
the mayor, the payroll taxes and the.
The payroll taxes is $107 and retirement is $151.
100, what's the other one?
107.
Gwen,
It's on.
it's
yeah.
in your,
I know, it's in the package.
yeah, the budget sheet right there. It's the top 3.
But I was just asking.
But,
Okay, I thought you didn't have it.
that
No, I
first
didn't look
column,
at it.
the 12,000, I figured about 10,000 for his services.
We gonna have that all through the year?
All
This is
through
what
the
I'm
year.
saying. Okay.
And that's for all the services.
That's for all the services. The 9,000 is deducting the bank and credit card reconciliations for the year. So which way do y'all want to go? I'm not saying not to let Lee ever do the bank reconciliations, just right now we're having an issue, and once we get it figured out, it'll be easier for him to be able to.
Well, why can't you do it? How much is the bank?
It's gonna be $1,050 difference every year.
Mhm.
Is all. I think we should, if we're going to have
Let
it
it
do
do
it,
it
I
all.
think we should have it do it all.
And be done with it.
My thing is I understand what you're saying, you got to get to a point where he can, because you're already working on something. But I'm saying if we're gonna
Is
let
it
him
just
do it, let him do it all.
Right now, it's just $80, yes. But we've already got signups for T-ball now.
So it's an issue on their end, you just can't, nobody's been able to figure out what it is yet?
Exactly.
Are they working on it?
Timmy and I are working on it. Because I don't have access to it at all, so Timmy's looking into it from his end.
So is it a company that he's working with, or is it just software?
It's the software.
That he's using?
Yes, ma'am. We have gone through every single registration form that they sent us, and I have, Michelle balanced it, I balanced it, and we're still $80 off.
Could somebody have donated that?
It would have been through Sports Engine, and it would have to be through registration somewhere. Because that's the only thing that goes through Sports Engine.
Registration's of 60 and it's $80. They gave us $80 too much for something. We don't know why.
I'm confused, I don't know. I just don't know.
Maybe if you can't figure it out, you may just have to do a reimbursement on it to
Yeah, but-
reconcile it.
How? I still have to post it somewhere. And then I have to balance
Well,
that out
wouldn't
with
it
the
go back,
reimbursement.
it would go back to,
So would I post it to registration just to zero it out now and then reimburse Sports Engine $80?
is that gonna keep the book straight for the auditors and, I mean, you gotta be able to reconcile it.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
So if you can't figure it out, then the only thing to do is to return it. I would think,
You mean put it back in your account?
give it back to
Give
them
it to
if
Sports
they
Engine.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it actually go back to rec. What the sports engine, is the sports engine software, is that just what he's using?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it would go back there.
You go back to Sports Engine.
Because
the
all of
company.
your registrations are matched up, right? Everybody, and there's, like you said, there's 60, not 80.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe it's something, so maybe it's a donation or something. you put
That's
into
what I
that.
said.
They wouldn't donate to Sports Engine.
Could have been a donation.
Not through Sports Engine. That's only for applications for rec.
Well, either way, on the city side of things, you're gonna have to do something to reconcile it, and he's gonna have to do something with that software, because, like you said, it's coming up, and we don't want this.
It's already to go bad behind
Yeah.
something like that.
Exactly.
It could have been more.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And if there's an issue with the software, or glitch or something, and all these other signups are fixing to come in.
That's what I'm worried about.
I got 2 paid for today already. 2 turned in today already. 4 altogether, only 2 paid for.
So there was nothing that was a $40 registration before this got started?
Yes, sir. They were all 60.
That was wouldn't have been football either.
No, ma'am.
It was the end of November, beginning of
Basketball
December.
season.
That's when it was.
That's when it was deposited or registered, whatever.
But yeah, whatever happened. Between November's reconciliation and
Could have
December.
been something that come up through concessions.
No.
Not through Sports Engine.
So everything, all this $80 is nothing but registration
Right.
fees.
Correct.
Right, registration fee.
So through registration fees, somewhere, someone probably hit the wrong button somewhere.
We don't have an application for $80. We have all, we lined up all the applications. We do not have one for that $80.
We don't have a registration fee of $80 for
So
anything.
who inputs into that software?
The actual, the parents do.
Excuse me.
The parents input it, and then it gets emailed to Timmy and to
Me.
Michelle,
I print them off, keep my records,
and post them.
and post them. and then the money gets deposited from Sports Engine right into the checking account.
So either somebody registered and paid more money than they were supposed to, and the registration's not showing up, but the money was paid.
We have no
We
idea.
have no
That's what I'm
idea.
saying, but you're 80
I
over.
think
We're 80
We're
over.
80 over. 80
Somebody
more in
had
the
thought-
bank than we can account for.
Do you think somebody would have thought it could be 80 in the month?
It's
That
Sports
right
Engine
there
should have
is
caught it.
60. I mean, it's like embedded in there, $60.
And has he checked with all the parents to make sure that everybody,
It's straight?
I honestly don't know what he's done on his end. I asked him today, I asked him for all of the registrations that he had after a certain date, that way I could go back and know. He gave it to me, we already had everyone that he provided. I said, okay, well, that didn't do any good. Can you go into the financial side and go to their deposits and see who made those
Cause
deposits?
I'm thinking it
Like if it
was
was two, we had played for 120. Okay, that's 2 registrations, that's $60 each. We know that. There's one that's 140, how did it become 140? We don't know. So I think it's more than one deposit.
that's what I'm saying, cause or it could have been, like I said, it could have been a deposit, but it also could have been, somebody could have donated to help out. You know what I'm saying?
I
Could
don't
they
know
have
that there's a
donated?
place to donate on Sports
The
Engine.
Sports Engine, it's gonna ask your name, the kid's name, their age, what the sports are gonna play. Are you paying now, you're paying later, you're paying partial, like,
okay, so you got the information that shows that it was done on that software?
Yes, ma'am.
It was
And
done
at a particular
on-
time, so.
But
you
there's
got
no
a time-
names or anything.
It's just one bulk deposit.
Well, don't you have a time frame? You
Yes,
say you
ma'am.
have, maybe you need to go
And I'm
back
going
into
through
that
that
time
too.
frame and see
Yep.
what you can see.
Well, if you can't find it on your end, all you can do
Then we're
is
gonna have to
reimburse it
redeposit
to
it.
reconcile it, that he really needs to figure out what's going on, or he may end up having to use a different software.
Yeah, because we don't need this in the
Okay,
future.
just keep working
With
it.
as big as baseball is.
That's wasting
Yeah.
time, it ain't wasting time, but in a way it is.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is,
It
because
is.
she's on the clock, having to
Stop.
search for something that,
Yeah,
Ain't there.
and do this, to find $80, which is not a lot of money. You know, it's a lot of money, I guess, in the system, but not really, that we can't reconcile.
so,
When you reconcile and make sense, a penny's a lot.
I know
that.
so if we want to go with Steverson, my suggestion is that we go all the way with.
Mine too.
I think it would be
I don't think
easier.
that we should just stop and say, no, just let's do this part, I think it should do all of it.
Yeah.
Because like that, everything should be straight.
Well, not only that, but I think it's gonna be, I mean, if he's doing the rest of it, the bank and credit card reconciliations are pretty important, and he may end up having to go back, he's gonna come back and forth to Tracy on it too, so I think that, I understand what she's saying, she's got an issue right now she's trying to work on.
Also with utility billing, we've been having an issue with them because of PSN. It's always that third party, because something will pay online. We get that, the very next day they email and say, hey, here's your money. We post it to their accounts. 3 days later, oh, that person didn't have the money in the account, you're gonna have to back that payment off. Well, it's already been posted to their account, so that day is closed. So we're having to go back and do a lot of research on the back end because payments aren't going through correctly
So again, it's an issue with,
with a third party vendor.
Maybe he can get that straight now, I don't know. But I still think we should go with
Now,
everything.
Michelle and I are working this month because talking about this. We're trying to work on something this month instead of posting PSN immediately. We know, or she posts them to the accounts, but it's not posted to the general ledger immediately. We hold it for 3 or 4 days,
Make sure it doesn't reverse.
and that way, what's posted to the general ledger is correct.
But our issue now is whether we should let him do the whole thing. Is that the issue?
it's not an issue for me, I
Right,
think
not
that we
the issue,
should,
but
I mean,
I'm saying, that's what
we can set it up for the 1st of February, or whatever we need to get her time to do what she's gotta do.
And then we'll do the whole thing. Well, we have.
I mean,
this is a
it's-
workshop.
I definitely think it's something that we definitely need it,
The whole thing, I think.
yes.
Eventually, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so are we gonna, I thought it was on the agenda, and I believe we spoke to him about that it would be on the agenda,
For the next meeting.
yeah, which is tonight.
Do you wanna start that in March?
No. Well, when can it, well, he's not here to say when he can start. Is he?
No, he's not here.
That way we can see if what Michelle and I are working on with PSN, if that will actually work and if that, the bank statements will be easier to balance for the
Wow.
utility billing.
Well, why don't we just, if we're in agreement, we're gonna do this, then we'll put it on the agenda for tonight and vote on it as either to set a start date after we talk to him and after Tracy's had some time. I think maybe at least by the middle of February, you should have something worked out. I mean, it's just 18th of January now. Say, February 15th, or we can address the start date once he's talked to it. She's talking about one account right now.
Meeting is February. I keep forgetting we're only in January. The 22nd.
So what's the will of council? Do y'all want to vote on it tonight, or do you want to set it for the next meeting?
That's too far down.
It's just gonna be moved
Something
tonight.
we do.
All right, we'll put it on number 6.
If we're going to do it, we need to go ahead and do it, and so that he can be working towards this, because we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I believe
Some
so.
other
It may be a
people-
situation where Tracy may can be of some help to help you get it done quicker or something. And I don't know about on rec side. God bless him. I mean,
Well, he better get his stuff together, all I gotta say. He's going to be doing him too.
It's a mess.
Well, he's gonna have to get it straightened out, and maybe he can help, maybe, Lee can help us straighten it out, I don't know. Maybe he can help us straighten out what we've got going on here.
well, I'll put that on. We'll move that to the agenda. Item number 2 is personnel policy, employee handbook.
I think that the personnel policy, I think we need to have more council members here for that.
Yeah.
I think we should
Yeah.
have more, table that and have more council members.
Well, that's
Well,
why-
it's not. This is just a workshop.
I know.
It's not on the agenda.
It's not on the agenda.
No, it's just to discuss the changes that were made and what changes need to come.
Because I just think that the whole council needs to have an input.
Well, something for you guys to think about is what Michelle added. She pages 22 and 23.
What?
Yeah, we pretty much discussed, and I spoke with Michelle, we pretty much discussed the changes that we
Changes.
made at the last workshop.
That's what I said.
But there, the only thing that was not discussed about that was the, disciplinary actions to be taken.
So what's,
So they're blank right now.
okay, so on page 22 and 23,
Number 14 and number 15.
14 and 15 are,
Let me sit down.
so these were added.
Yes, ma'am, they were. And if you just want to think about that for another meeting, something to think about. But also on pages 23 and 24 and 25, suspension without pay is listed twice.
So what now?
Suspension without pay is listed twice. It's under, page 23, 1.4, and also 1.8 on 24 and 25.
It's the same thing, she just added it,
But
right?
there's a little bit more on 1.8 because it has part C to it, which is a letter of notification.
Okay, I see that
So
now.
I don't know which way you guys want to go with that. also, just so that y'all know, I did speak with Michelle about this one. Under the grievance, step 1, I changed,
Where is it?
it's on page 16, I'm sorry. I changed step 1 because step 1 and step 2 both had employees going to the council president. So I said, hey, shouldn't step 1 be go to the mayor? And she said yes. So I changed step 1 to take a
Which was not here to
grievance
say
to
that.
the mayor.
We can't take your word for that. Yeah.
Would you like an email? I've got an email
You know.
to that
What
effect.
section is it? I lost it.
Section 1 is grievance.
Step 1
Step 1 is formal.
and step 2 both had
On
employees
page
going to the council
16.
president.
Page 1, I'm looking at 26. That's it. I think that may have been, she just made a mistake. Or you-
I don't know, so I asked Michelle Jordan about it, and she agreed that step 1 should be the mayor, so I did change that.
So, but Michelle's the one that typed this up, right?
Actually, I think she took the original, which
And
was
added.
the employees,
That would make
and
sense.
just changed certain things,
Only some of them.
instead of typing
She changed
everything over
everything.
again.
And you think the grievance should only be provided to?
I don't have a problem with step 1, with the process going to the mayor first. I mean, generally, most
I mean-
employees go to the mayor first.
Well, my thing
Anyway.
is, why take step 1 to the council president and then step 2 do the same thing and take it
Yeah,
back
it's
to the
not.
council president?
It's,
It didn't make sense.
no.
No, well, but,
It should be mayor, council president,
And then
council.
council. Yeah,
well.
and that's the way it is now.
Look at this, the mayor is not.
I know, but hopefully we're gonna have
This-
one.
This is a special circumstance.
The mayor has no power here now, remember that?
Oh, I know. But,
You don't have no power, so you,
well, so you want it to be council president?
that's right. It
And
should be the
then
council.
council as a whole?
Council as a whole.
So you want step 1 taken out completely?
What?
No, just who it goes to.
Just reworded it. I don't think the mayor, since the mayor is not really a vote power or anything.
But this is one of the things that Michelle actually suggested was,
I think, my personal opinion, I think we need to leave it as the mayor, because we still need a individual that is
Not a
in
part of
between.
not a voting
Okay.
member.
So we need to leave it as the mayor, then the mayor can come to the president. And then the mayor can be the in-between person. We don't need to minus out that mayor and nowhere in any of this. So that's just my opinion.
Well, and if we have, if it's as the mayor, and then they go to the president, and
And then the
then,
council.
And then the council
yeah, because
as a whole.
what generally is gonna happen anyway, is the mayor's gonna come to council
Council
meeting and
anyway.
say, look, this
This
is
is what's
what's
going on.
going on. Council president, as far as, while I'm sitting in the seat, is going to do the same thing, like I've been doing, and bring
Bring it
things
to
to
the
council.
council. Yeah.
So, I say mayor, president,
And
and
then the
then
council.
the entire council.
There's
I mean, we can put the
guidelines.
vice president in there, but then that's 4 steps of them
No,
bringing.
there's too many
Exactly,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I mean,
Putting all the people in there. No.
so that, notate that, and I guess, and Ms. Gwen, you said you wanted to wait to discuss this more when the rest of the council could be here, with a bigger portion of the council could be here.
I think so, because
Yeah,
they may have some input that we,
yeah, well, we met, we all discussed this before, well, all of us except Ms. O'Lean, but, it's still a process, and like I say, when I spoke to Michelle, she thought that we'd gotten, as far as a lot of what we wanted in the last meeting, so if we just have it, we could even discuss it at our next workshop, unless y'all want to set another special one.
no, I don't think we need a special, we could just, well, let Joey say what he has, maybe he has something, I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying, we can always ask him at the next, whatever is coming up
When's the
next.
workshop? The next meeting is 22nd, when's the workshop?
22nd.
The second.
Hold on. I'm in the wrong, calendar. The 7th.
Just,
The 7th?
Yes, ma'am. So we just want to set that for the 7th then?
Yes, and in the meantime, you can notify her what you discovered and what we
Oh,
talked about
yeah.
tonight.
I mean, I already told her about the whole mayor, council president thing. She agreed with me about that.
All right, does anybody else have anything for the workshop? Do I have a motion to adjourn the workshop?
I think we adjourned.
Second. All in favor? Motion carried. Workshop closed. Now open the council meeting, January 18th, 2022. At 5:56. Motion to approve the consent agenda,
Make a motion to approve.
second.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Mayor's report. The IPP that the attorney told me that I needed, we got an email about it. Tracy provided me an email. And in the last meeting, the attorney said that I needed to contact Trey Hawkins about it. I spoke with Trey. He directed me to write back to Connie Welch, who Tracy had already spoken with, the day after we got the email. So I was under the assumption, I'm assuming Tracy was too, at some point, we thought that it was something that we had to do, but basically what it is they were asking us if we wanted to participate, which gave me a little bit of relief when Tracy sent me the emails that she corresponded with Ms. Connie, because there was a deadline on it, and I thought that we were going to be an issue. Did you not think the same thing? Did you see the email? So, actually, she'd like input by tomorrow. If anybody was interested in doing training, they apparently offer several different kinds of training. I don't know if that's something that, Tracy, you give any thought to if any of the other departments wanted to be involved or not, because like I said, that one email was not very,
It was not very informative.
it wasn't, it looked to me like, maybe it's just the way that I read it, it just looked to me like it was something we were supposed to
I read it the
submit
same
them
way.
to and get it in, but that is not the case. So we're not going to be out of compliance with anything. It's not something that we have to participate in. As a matter of fact, the email that Tracy forwarded me said that none of the cities, she's been able to get them to do it. I'm not saying it's not something good or that we may want to participate. I'm just letting y'all know that from what I found out,
Nobody.
I was thinking that it was something we had to do, the way the email read. So that's pretty much taken care of unless Tracy or the fire department or Public Works want to look into it. And I don't see anybody being able to do that and provide that information for her by tomorrow, but she doesn't submit it until February, so you may want Tracy
I'll check.
check, and I'm not even sure if it's free, if there's a charge, because there wasn't any of that in the email. It doesn't say.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, I'm not wanting to prevent any department from
Doing it.
getting extra training if they want it, but, we need
Is
to
the city
know.
gonna pay for it? Or you
I don't know, like I
We have
say,
no idea.
she gave everybody an email, and I received my email on the 3rd or the 4th, and I read it multiple times, and I just thought it was something we had to do, and that's why we were scrambling to try to find out. So, I think that's all I have right now, that's all I can think of. The attorney's not here tonight, but she did say that she could be reached by phone if necessary, but I don't think there's anything on this agenda tonight that she'd have to be reached for. Clerk's report.
FRWA which is the Florida Rural Water Association, sent out an email saying that there is SRF funds out there right now for infrastructure, if we wanted to look into that. I did not include that in your packets because it was included with all of this ARPA stuff right here. So if any of you want to look at this ARPA or the final decisions that they've made about ARPA, it's right there, or I can email it to you. I tried to copy that, put it in your packets, and it just didn't work. Because it's so much. So much information.
Just forwarded an email.
You've already got it.
Yeah,
probably.
I think I got that one. I may not
I think
have that.
I might have a second email. I'll check it. I'll make sure
Okay.
that you got it. Anybody else want
The
to
one that I got wasn't that long.
Well, the front pages, but then there's places you can click and it takes you to another site with
Just
all
out
the
of curiosity,
facts.
about how long did it take you to print all that off?
Oh, a while.
That's it.
That's it, just a while. So if you want to look at some infrastructure for the city, I've already forwarded this to Fred Fox. So maybe he can look into it as well for us. But that's all I have.
Fire chief's report. Good evening.
Hi.
So far, everything's going pretty good over there. We have a meeting tonight, a training at 7. Just going over a few things. Other than that, calls been pretty steady. One or two there. We had our engine service. The tanker will be getting service when our filters come in. They had our special order on filters for that. And the engine, I'm still pricing tires for the back four and the safer grant. I don't know if she mentioned that to y'all about the safer grant.
Michelle Jordan has just reviewed it and said that it looks good to her.
So just like,
It has to be submitted by the 5th or the 15th. I can't remember.
Have you given us any information on that?
I can forward it to you. I was waiting to hear back from Michelle. I heard from her today about it.
Okay.
I believe it's the 5th.
February 4th, February 4th.
So you better get busy.
I'll make sure everyone has that.
It can hire firefighters, like full-time, if the city can afford to keep it up, but it gives you money, like enough money to outfit a whole crew. Or this world for recruitment and retention of volunteer firefighters. So
Is it a matching grant?
Nothing, it's, hey,
You
give
get
you this
it there.
money, and you choose to get career firefighters, you have to keep that up. Because I would want to say that the county had it, they didn't. That was the safer grant, which people sent to do the daytime. So, I want to see that.
Yeah, that's the paid firefighter program. That was, they did away with that 2 years ago?
They don't have that no more.
No.
They got
It
away
was
with
3
it.
years ago,
3
yeah.
years
It's been a
ago.
while.
If they had that.
That was over 3 years ago. Which, I mean, it could help out the city if we had it.
Yeah.
If that's somebody who the day a wreck happened, you got to put out like 4 or 5 departments to get maybe 2 people. Just ain't got the numbers. Other than that, we all good over there.
So,
What's the deal with the tires?
They're just out of date.
no, I'm saying what? Are you having trouble getting prices?
No, I'm trying to,
Get the lowest, best.
lowest and best. Seeing if I can get, like I got, the other ones that I got last year, and I signed that paper. We got a deal on it, like a government deal, see if I can find one like that.
It's in service, correct?
For now, yes. But I'm on it, because it's gotta be done ASAP.
Yeah. And you're keeping up with the rest of them too, right? The tires?
Yes, we just got them done last year,
Okay.
so we'll be good for another 7, unless we have like a blowout or a nail or something in there. We'll be alright.
So this grant, you have to submit this in by February 4th.
Yes.
We don't meet again until,
7.
we don't have a meeting at all until February 7th. So, is that something that we have to approve, or is that something that he can move forward with?
If it's a grant, he can move forward with it. I mean, we may have to get together and get approval for you to sign the grant.
Send us what you've got on this, so we can take a look at it. If we end up having to call a special meeting or something, we can.
Good.
Yeah. All right, thank you, sir. Recreational report.
Haven't heard anything.
Public works report.
You got anything?
You got anything?
Anything going on out there that they need to know about? They need to know about it?
I think Florida will be here this week to work on the wells, 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think, I talked to Jason a little bit this afternoon, and they had to postpone it because he's been sick. And I think he told me tomorrow or Thursday, but he thought it was gonna be Thursday.
Good.
That's something we don't think we talked about.
Okay.
And before y'all meet, I got something to say. I do backflows every year. I normally come in January and get proof where I can go get all my equipment calibrated because I don't do them for anybody else but y'all. So if you don't want them done, then I'm not gonna spend the money, but it takes me a while to get my equipment calibrated to be able to do it.
You do the backflows, you start to do them in January?
I don't do them in January. I come to y'all in January and y'all either approve it or
He
I
starts
normally
in March or
approve it.
April.
I'm gonna try to get a jump on it this year because it got hot last year.
It's usually like around March, April.
I'm not gonna go up on price for these things, right?
Are you staying the same? Thank you.
But this year, you gotta understand, your new cross-connect control plan, you do businesses 1 year, the next year, you do businesses and homes. You know, the homes get done every other year. Businesses get done annually, so this was a big year.
So there's gonna be more of them, is what you're saying. The bill's gonna be higher, but you're not raising your rate.
I'm not raising my rates, and y'all recoup that money, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
the customers pay for those.
Yeah.
We bill it on there.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Mine was done at the restaurant last year.
yeah, it'll be done this
It'll be
year
done
too,
again.
because you're a business.
Yeah, because I got a brand new one, so.
You gotta understand, if you put in a new one, it's supposed to be tested within 10 days, then annually every. You
So
haven't
basically-
been questioning it, but one day they are, you know, they're gonna come, and if you hadn't got them done, it's gonna be an issue.
Now, whenever you test these things, we have some businesses that are supposed to be temporary businesses with set up with the trailers that are set up,
They got water service, they need to have a backup.
and it has to be a backup.
Now, they changed the rules, I think that, you know, like that trailer, you get a double check, which is cheap. That's what I'm looking at. That's what you got, but you've always had that. They changed the rules in the middle of the game, it used to be all restaurants were parking. So, anything going forward, and there's new rules to it. And I'm just as happy, you know, either one's fine with me.
So basically, you're asking we're supposed to renew your contract or whatever we're gonna do in January.
It's not even really a
No,
contract,
it's
it's
not a
just,
contract,
It's
it's
just an agreement.
Approval for the business.
So we need to put that on the agenda to be
Yes,
voted
please.
on?
that just gives me time to get my equipment calibrated.
So that'd be number 7.
And there was some questions asked last year or before about who does the testing. I do all the testing myself. I'm the only one certified. But if you see somebody at your place digging up a hole, they're not testing your backflow, they're digging up a hole. Where Jimmy don't have to dig up the hole. So, understand that. I mean, if y'all ever got a question about somebody thinking they're doing it, let me know. Get too old to dig holes.
Anybody else got anything with public participation? No old business, new business. Number 1, motion to approve $105.29 adjustment to account 362, verified leak. Second,
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Number 2, motion to approve 6428 adjustment to account 122, account not placed on vacation status.
What was supposed to be called? I make a motion to approve question.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Number 3, motion to approve $815 purchase of curb drop box.
Okay.
Yes, in paperwork.
Make a motion to approve.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried. Number 4, motion to approve the mayor pro tem signing general administrative contract with Fred Fox Enterprises, Inc.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. There's 3 of us here. I'm mayor pro tem and the president of council. I can't vote on this.
Nope.
No, ma'am.
So we don't have,
We don't
No,
have
ma'am.
one for that.
So we would have to table this until the next meeting.
so I don't have to issue a form. It's
No.
tabled.
It's just table.
Table.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, number 5, a motion to approve Mayor Pro Tem to call for an election to be held March 8th, 2022, with qualification date of January 26th through February 4th of 22. This has to be tabled as well.
Yes, ma'am. But we're gonna have to vote on that before I can
We have to have a
start
call
the process,
meeting.
so we're
Is
gonna
that
have to have
what
a
you said?
special meeting.
Go ahead and schedule it.
Okay, you wanna do it? Does anyone know when Joey will be back in town?
He's supposed to be back Saturday because he's got a birthday party for his dog.
We're gonna go back to January here. The only bad thing is, for me to advertise for it, I will have to submit that Friday.
What Friday is it? The 28th?
The 21st,
Oh,
this week.
oh, it's Monday. Would that be too late?
Yes, ma'am. And I have to advertise the qualifications.
So,
Have to do it Friday then, I guess. 'Cause we have to do it.
So do we want to meet on Saturday when Joey gets back?
no,
That's still gonna be too late.
so what is issue the advertising time?
Yes, ma'am. I have to submit the ad the 21st for it to be placed in the paper for the 26th.
So then, we have to wait till after the 26th to have it. That's not gonna,
And the thing is, this, going through the 4th, would give everyone time to get everything turned in, plus I can turn in everything to the supervisor of elections. She could have the ballots prepared. That's why we give so much time. Because it's gonna take about a month for them to do the ballots. Because they have to get them ready, send me the proof. I have to approve the proofs. Then they have to start printing them.
well, the 26th to the 4th is just a week. And that's all we're supposed to give for,
You can do it for 2 days if you wanna do it for 2 days.
can you extend it? I mean, but we still have to set it for a specific,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
the second, what
But
is
you
it,
know
the second?
that Washington County News only has Wednesday papers now.
They don't have Saturday?
They don't have Saturday papers anymore
Since when?
since the end of last year.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's
The
weekend.
18th was the last Saturday paper.
I think it's weekend. Last
So-
week I got a weekend.
What are our options?
I got a weekend last week. Monday.
Our option is to have Michelle Jordan draft up an ordinance changing the date of our election, pushing it back. the only thing that I can think of.
Maybe we better call her and ask her about this.
Yeah, because I mean, it's in the charter that way. I don't think we need to do an ordinance on it just because of the, oh, yeah.
One time thing.
It's been done before. But that was before I started working here.
Well, it's already in the
One time.
ordinance.
Ma'am?
So, an ordinance was changed for a one time?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, one time thing is what it is,
Yes.
not permanent.
No, not permanent. No. Just changing this one election, just pushing it back a week or two or
They have
whatever
done that
we need
before.
to do.
They've done that before.
Yeah. See, Miss Wynn remembers.
They have done it before.
And it has to be in print and not just online.
Hmm?
It has to be in
It
print.
has to be in print.
Mhm.
It has to be in print in our local area.
Yes, ma'am.
Or we can-
A newspaper,
what
a
do
published
places do that
newspaper
don't
that
have a
is
newspaper?
sold. It can't be a free newspaper. It has to be one that is
Sold.
sold
I
to the
wonder.
public. Yeah. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
I wonder what places do that don't have a newspaper, which we may very well be in that position for long.
I think there are special circumstances for them. I honestly don't know.
Come on, well, we don't have a paper?
I mean, I'm not saying anything against any newspaper, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying,
It's so
there's a
convenient. Just pull
possibility,
it up on your phone.
yeah, that at some point, you know, we may or may not, or we may end up having three, but right now, it only coming out on Wednesdays is,
Well, I may not be. That was Monday. When did you say was the last day?
December the 18th, I want to say.
Well, maybe so.
Was that a Saturday? Anyway, I think that's about the time that I asked about it.
I got one Saturday.
so where are we at? If we, I guess you're asking
Monday or
the attorney?
I'm
Okay,
texting her right now.
I think it was Monday. I'm gonna look when I go home. 'Cause I still got it. I know I got a weekend paper. You just said weekend, that's what we said. It was old. I ain't even look at the date yet before. She's not answering.
I just sent it. I sent her kind of a long text. But I sent it. So we can come back to that one when I get an answer from her.
Okay, number 6. Need a motion to hire, Lee Stevenson to take over,
Who's the accounting for?
yeah, the accounting per the
Proposal?
proposal that he submitted.
Make a motion to hire Lee Stevens, accounting proposal, whatever. We're calling it.
What she said.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say. What she said.
Second,
Second.
discussion, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Number 7, I need a motion to approve Jimmy Cook to do back close this year.
Make a motion we approve.
Second,
Second.
discussion, all in favor?
Ah.
Aye. Motion carried. Now, back to number 5.
Still waiting.
Okay, I do remember I have something else as mayor's report. Do y'all mind? I think I have it. Okay, yeah. I went in to sign, checks as normal and, realized that we have another 0 issue. The extra 0, and I'm not sure. I believe she told me, but I don't remember. this a new account?
No, ma'am.
Because the usage shows when the zero was added is August 25th and then September 29th. And I don't know if y'all have a copy of this or not, because I asked her for one when I found it. But basically what happened is, we have an account, the Florida DOC, that was overcharged because the zero was added. You know, we've had this discussion way back. There was a zero issue. We've had to refund several accounts. And apparently, I don't know when, I'll have to, it was discovered back in October, I guess.
I believe so.
According to the paperwork that I'm looking at. And they were notified that their bill was way off. And they sent a letter back requesting that they get a refund. And the refund was substantial. It was either $33.93.98 or $40.16.02. So you got both right on the paper. So I don't
The
remember.
4016 is actually what we adjusted.
Okay. And their refund was $33.93.98.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And normally these are brought up in meetings, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know what happened, but I just ran across it, and I wanted to let council know because I did sign that check. I don't know if we did or not, because it was an overpayment. We owed them the money. I followed up with the attorney, and she agreed. But I just want to let council know that apparently we still, have all the accounts been through? Do we know if this is still an issue or not?
That was the last issue.
That was the last one we have on.
How many meters you got with stationary zeros?
I'm sorry?
How many meters do y'all have with stationary zeros?
Almost all of them except one.
Have stationary zeros?
Uh-huh.
Or even
At
two?
least one. If
Or at
not,
least two
three.
zeros?
Some have three. Yes, sir.
But this
We have
was
one
an
that
issue
does
several
not.
years ago. The city had me go out to the big meters. And they wasn't adding, they wasn't taking into consideration the 2 and 3 zeros.
Yeah, and that they found out this started back months ago, and I know that the previous mayor had requested that y'all go through all the accounts,
And that's how we found it.
and that's how it was found, but
Yes, ma'am.
y'all, it didn't come before council this time for whatever reason, so I just wanted to let y'all know. And, my only concern at this point, and Tracy, this is probably a question that you can answer, or we may end up having to ask Oliver. This puts us up there in 3 or 4 accounts now that we've had to refund. We're about 10,000.
Two accounts.
Okay, well, this is,
Miss Wilson, it was.
That was 2 checks.
2 checks, but it's the same account.
okay,
And
and
then
then
this
this one, and then there was another one for nearly 5,000. There's been at least 3.
What did you?
That's DOC.
Oh, that's DOC.
No, this is
No, we
DOC.
didn't refund her.
You're talking about the DOT. It was DOT. There was,
DOT?
something, she said it was
We don't
DOT. I
have
don't know, I
an
just remember the
account with
amount was almost $5
We
grand.
don't even have an account with DOT.
$5,000, what was that?
Yeah, cause we had Linda come before us,
Mhm.
we refunded 2 checks,
Mhm.
and then we had one that was almost
$5,000, I
$5,000.
thought it was DOC.
And this one is, so we're right around $10,000 in refunds, and my question is,
I think I know what you're
excuse me,
thinking of.
we're gonna have to have, are we going to have a budget amendment on that? 'Cause you see what I'm saying?
They overpaid. And that was just refunding what they overpaid, so we wouldn't have to have a budget amendment.
Okay, well, that was something that I discussed with the attorney, and she wasn't sure, she said that,
But I would
We
have
need
to
to
check
look
on that
into it.
5,000, and you said it was
But it was
DOT?
$5,000.
I don't know what it was, she said, I don't know, but I remember it, it
I
happened in the
remember the
meeting.
5,000.
Don't have an account with DOT, that's
And-
why.
and the-
It was
no way
something to do with them, with the refund, or
I remember the amount, and it was one of the
it
zero
was
issues.
like 5,000. Like $5,000.
Yeah, it was right under $5, I recall, so
I
that
don't remember
was,
what account it was, but I remember something like that.
the first account was close to
Lenders, yeah.
2,000. And then.
But I see what
Tracy.
Tracy's saying too, that we would, I mean, that was if it was an overpayment, then I mean, it's
Because
just
of the
like,
billing
we just
issue.
sent the money back like the money would have been.
Yeah.
Alright, so that may very well be, but anyway, council need to know about it, this one has not been brought before council. And so, y'all got this done, and we shouldn't have any more issues
No.
with the zero.
Should not.
Good. Have you heard back from,
From
January the 18th. So from January the 18th of this year, we're not gonna have no more zero problems as far as that goes. All right. So at this point, now what we're gonna say is,
Does anybody remember about what time frame, so I can look for that check for 5,000?
It was after,
After
It's
the
real.
Christmas?
after Miss Wilson.
Wasn't it? It was after Wilson, it was after Linda.
yeah, because hers was the first one, that's when we first discovered,
It was after Linda.
that they first discovered and told us that there was an issue. I'm sorry, Michelle, but go ahead.
We didn't send them a check, we just gave them a credit on their account, now they want the money. DOC.
Yeah.
That's
they want
what,
a refund.
right, that's
So
what.
they're
the-
saying there's another check.
No,
for
I think
5,000.
they thought you think, we don't remember no check, but I know that their credit was that high. And then we didn't give them a credit, we gave them a credit, they didn't want a check, and then the other day, the lady emailed and said they wanted the refund because it was getting too confusing for them.
Okay, well, there's three of us here that remember that
Okay.
we approved.
That's,
It was a
I'm just the only thing I know.
$5,000
It was
something.
close to $5,000, I believe, I know I know that, but I remember it.
I don't know any other accounts either. Okay. That's,
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know who it
verify
was.
that.
I don't.
I'll have to go back.
I just remember that it was,
In my minutes, in my paper.
it was close to 5,000.
Find it.
Have you heard anything from,
No, ma'am.
all right, so what are we gonna do, guys?
Do you just wanna wait until she responds and I'll let y'all know what she says?
But then we're gonna have to call a special meeting to come back.
The only way to do it is we're gonna have to get it done on time unless.
So, are you're gonna hear back from her and then send us,
I will forward the
let us know
message to y'all. Yes.
that we need to have a special meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anybody else have anything? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. June qualifying date, January 26th through February 4th of 2022. Do you have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. So item number 8 would be, or I just called it.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
Okay, I called it.
What you doing?
Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
I think that was the fastest.